Good morning. It is Thursday, April 10th, and I am really kind of struggling with this energy a little bit. Like, it is hard to be a Sagittarius when we have all of this Pisces energy hanging out in the sky right now. And Sagittarius wants the truth, even if the truth hurts, okay? Just be honest. That is like our number one thing. Do not lie, right? Whereas Pisces would rather play make-believe than face reality. And I get it. Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. It's tired. It's holding the weight of the world. And honestly, they just don't really care to deal with it anymore. And it's totally understandable. But when we see all of this going on in the sky, and I'm over here going, hey, there's still stuff coming, and everybody else is like, nah, I don't care. That's hard to deal with. It feels like I'm screaming like into the void here. And I noticed yesterday that ever since Mercury, because Mercury is in its fault in Pisces, it gets extra delulu in Pisces. Ever since Mercury stationed retrograde, especially because it's in conjunction with the North Node where it's like adding to it, everybody has chosen hope and delusions over reality. And I'm struggling with that, okay? I get it. We're all tired. I was almost a dick about it yesterday, but I thought better of myself, and I thought, you know what? Everything's going to happen anyway, so what's the point, right? But today, the moon is making a lot of aspects, and for the first half of the day, it's still being ruled by that Mercury in Pisces. And this is really going to bring a lot of tension in your interactions with others. There are 7, 8, 9 chances today to actually listen to your intuition instead of hiding in delulus. But that's going to be really difficult because that Mercury is exactly conjunct the North Node today. This is fated conversations, fated intuitive hits, fated ideas coming up, right? But we need to make sure that we're staying grounded here and not like going off into a false sense of hope at the same time. I even saw astrologers who are usually dead on talk about how the rest of April looks so pretty. And I'm like, we have a Mars, Pluto, Sun T-square coming up. There's nothing pretty about that. But things have been hard, and a lot of people are choosing to just play pretend right now. Go off in Wonderland. We also have today still that Uranus-Saturn sextile happening, which we saw that yesterday with the market manipulation, right? Using that collective uncertainty and chaos when it comes to finances and stability, right? For the powers that be to say, hey, look over here while I do this over here. Haven't figured out yet what's being done over here, but using that as a manipulation tactic. That is actually a very, very common tactic of, let me pull the rug out from underneath of you, and then I'm going to give you a little bit back so that you can thank me for making it better after I made it worse in the first place. Like, it's very common, and it keeps people in a state of uncertainty. So keep an eye out for that today. Mars is in a trine to the Mercury North Node conjunction. This is a wide open door to speak up, to say what you need to say. Neptune is now being ruled by that Mars. The sun is also being ruled by Mars. It is really a good time to make sure that you're standing up for yourself. You've got those good intuitive boundaries. You are listening to what you're being guided to do and not sticking your head in the sand. But it's going to be really difficult. The moon is making a ton of aspects today. I'm not even going to sit here and list them all out because I'll sound like a broken record. But those interactions with others are going to be full attention. There is a ton of potential for gaslighting and lying and manipulation. Your brain is going to kind of be struggling with between intuition versus I need the proof before I can trust this intuition. Do I want to listen? Do I want, it's a whole mess going on today, okay? And it goes void. The moon goes void around about 2:30ish this afternoon, Mountain Time. And we're stuck on that last aspect, which is a conjunction to the South Node, so an opposition to the North Node and Mercury This is probably an interaction with somebody else, but also a sextile to Mars. So that is that opportunity, an opportunity you have to create to speak up for yourself, to have those intuitive boundaries, to make decisions even when you can't see the path forward clearly. And that moon is going to be void until around about 7 o'clock this evening. So during that time, this is when we're really thinking about everything else that's kind of happened throughout the day prior to it going void and trying to make some decisions. You're going to have to lean on your intuition for it. Then the moon moves into Libra. Venus retrograde takes over that subconscious and emotional state. It opposes Neptune. This is that also interactions with other people. And we get into that full moon energy that's coming up this Saturday. So really pay attention to what is being illuminated for you. Really lean on your intuition. Really make sure you've got those boundaries when it comes to your intuition and your emotional state. Focus on how much healing you've been doing during these retrogrades and make sure that you're actually using that healing moving forward and not going back into that old state. That's the thing about retrogrades is we get a lot of insight, a lot of clarity on things, but human nature is to go right back to what's comfortable, okay? We want to make sure that we're not doing that. We want to make sure we're actually learning the lessons during the retrogrades and we're taking that clarity into account moving forward. So let me pull some cards for you guys. Oh, there's also going to be some kind of uncomfortable surprise at some point today. Probably something little, but there's a lot of fate in the day as well. So keep that in mind. So let me pull you guys some cards. The energy of the day is Six of Pentacles. So there is this energy of like give and take in the day. Sixes a lot of times is interacting with another person. So there is that energy. And of course, Pisces is a very giving energy. So there's kind of this feeling, especially with the moon in Virgo, where you're wanting to help other people. You're expecting other people to be willing to help you. Like there's that very give and take. This is actually a very Virgo type of card because Virgo likes to take care of other people, right? What to focus on today? Hold on a second. Three of Swords. Don't forget the pain that is in the past, right? Don't forget, sometimes when things are so hard, we want to go back to what's comfortable. So we will just like forget the bad things that have happened just to get back into that space of comfort. Make sure that you're not forgetting those things. This weekend's full moon is going to be ridiculous. Ooh, my ear is ringing. And with Venus being retrograde and ruling this full moon, we really need to make sure that we're not falling back into old things because chances are pretty good if you see someone like from your past or whatever pop up offering you help and hey, I want to talk things out. And because you're so stressed out and you're so uncomfortable, you're like, you know what? Yeah, come on back in. And you forget about that old pain. The universe is going to remind you here in a few days with this full moon, okay? So really don't forget about the heartbreak from the past. Don't forget about, whatever it is that's become clear during these retrogrades, okay? What to avoid? Four of Wands. Avoid commitment. Avoid trying to make things I can't even think of the words here, but like Four of Wands a lot of times is seen as like that commitment or like a happy kind of celebration type of energy. Like this is really, these three together are really giving me this energy of like, I just want to be comfortable. I'm just going to take whatever makes me feel good right now because everything feels so off. I need something that is familiar. But we can't forget about the past, right? Six of Swords on the bottom, right? So there is this like, you're trying to move on from the past, but the past is like grabbing you and trying to pull you back in. And because things are so uncomfortable and because we have all this Pisces, especially Mercury in Pisces, there is really like this energy of just wanting to go into Wonderland and pretend like nothing's happening. So really make sure that you're not doing that today. Today is a huge test when it comes to intuition and allowing yourself to be more divinely guided, okay? Clarifiers for our Six of Pentacles, please. Remember, like I said, folks that think they have authority over you, using this uncertainty as a way to kind of lure you in and pull some like sleight of hand type of energy, right? Just somebody saying, hey, I see things aren't going so well for you. You want some help? Just kind of weasel their way back in. So we've got a Nine of Pentacles and Four of Cups. Or Five of Cups, sorry. Yeah, Five of Cups. All right. Things are uncomfortable. You want some help. You need some help. You want to give other people help, right? And it's like the Nine of Pentacles is like that being comfortable, and the Five of Cups is that regret of the past, that like crying over the things that are gone and not realizing the things that are still here, right? So this is kind of like trying to go back to the past that maybe you regret, that maybe, you know, you realized you screwed up or something like that, or somebody else realizing that they screwed up, right? And wanting to come back to a place that is comfortable, a place that they feel safe and secure in, right? And coming back with this energy of like, hey, let me help you, or, you know, I need your help, something along those lines. That is just kind of like the overall feeling of the day of like, kind of just thinking about where you've been and do you want to go back there or not, okay? Clarifiers on the Three of Swords. Page of Swords. And I should have seen that one coming from a mile away. So focus on the pain. Don't forget the pain, the heartache, this being stabbed in the back type of energy. Don't forget that, right? Clarifiers, Page, the messenger, the one who's got a lot to say, might even be, this pages are curious energy, right? So a Page of Swords sometimes is like fishing for information. And the Moon, that things aren't clear. Everything, like there's a fear involved with the Moon energy here because you can't see everything. But this is also like doing things in the darkness, doing things in an area where, you know, very, very like sneaky type of energy. This is actually a Pisces card. So really, if somebody's coming back into your space today with this opposition to all of this stuff that we have happening in Pisces and then that Neptune, there's real potential for people to kind of be coming in fishing for information as well. Or maybe they want to tell you something, but they're not being honest about what they're telling you, okay? Remember the pain of the past. Don't let somebody come back in and do it to you again, okay? Clarifiers for the Four of Wands here. I love when the cards say exactly what I said about the planets. We have a Knight of Wands. Ooh, I think I know where this is going. Okay. Knight of Wands and one more, please. Temperance. All right. We're not going to let people back in. We're not going to commit to things just because they're comfortable. We're not going to jump back into an old relationship because it's comfortable and because we know it, right? We've got the Knight of Wands and the Temperance here. Knight of Wands is like, it's very passionate. It's kind of a little immature type of energy, but it's, I can't even think of the words to put here. This is like somebody else coming in very quickly, kind of confusing, a little chaotic, right? And then we have Temperance here, which is that in-between state. It's in that space where you're trying to heal from everything that has happened before, right? So what this is giving me is somebody coming back in and being like, hey, let's try again, right? Going back to what's comfortable, what they know, is really just somebody trying to like run away from something, and it's like interrupting your healing process. I feel like this is something that would like take you out of this space of trying to find your grounding, trying to turn all of that hurt into something positive, something that you can build from. It feels not necessarily shady, right? Because yes, Pisces energy can be very shady, but a lot of times it's not intentional. Sometimes it is, but a lot of times it's not, right? It's just the way they are. And they will tend to kind of just be really very wishy-washy. It's a mutable sign, very wishy-washy all over the place. So that coming in as a Knight of Wands is not a stable energy. It's not something that's going to stick around, and it's something that will interrupt your healing process, your ability to get to the other side of things. We really don't want to just be like, okay, this is comfortable, let's do this, right? Bottom of the deck is the Hierophant. This is a Taurus card, by the way. This is also like that underlying energy of, I just want to be comfortable. I just want to go back to what I know. I want to go to what is stable. The Hierophant oftentimes is seen as a commitment card as well. So like there is this underlying energy of, I just want to be comfortable again, and making some questionable decisions just because you don't want to deal with what's going on in the world around us, or thinking that's what you have to do to survive what's going on in the world around us as well. Slow down, listen to your intuition. Don't make any major decisions today when it comes to relationships. Don't forget the pain that people have caused you in the past, okay? Make sure that you are listening very closely to what people are saying, their tone of voice, their body language. Listen to those things. Mercury conjunct the North Node can be delulu as all get out, but it's also incredibly intuitive. So really, really make sure that you're listening to that today.